Home half of the first, no score between Falmouth and Bourne. The first batter of the half inning is Ethan Conrad, the left-handed hitting center fielder. First pitch, he fouls it away over the third base side. Goes down, no balls and one strike. Ethan Conrad, second in Cape Cod in batting average. He sports a .367 line. Coyle digs in his glove at his belt, now winds and deals the 0-1. Conrad slaps it the other way. It crawls through the 6-hole and trickles into left field. A leadoff base hit for the Bravos here at home at Doran Park, looking to end the playoff hopes for the Falmouth Commodores with a win.
Well, the problem that you ran into the last time is that Bourne was the first team to really start scoring. It was not a blowout game. It was very close to the first half. Then you went to the bullpen, and the bullpen couldn't hold the line. But the problem you had in Parker Coyle's second start, his most recent start against the Braves, is he ran into trouble early, and you want to avoid that.
Coyle now works out of the stretch to face the right-handed shortstop Merrick Houston. First pitch. Slider misses away. 1 ball and no strikes the count. The .313 hitting shortstop. He's got Ethan Conrad on first base after a single the other way. He was the first batter here in this home half of the first, where we have no score between Falmouth and Bourne. 1-0. Houston pops it up, curls out of play on the right side and foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Talking about the good batting average for Ethan Conrad, second in the league. Merrick Houston's .313 average has him at 13th in Cape Cod. Also has 7 RBI to go along with it. Coyle throws over. Nothing going. Ethan Conrad dives back into the bag head first. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Houston digs into the middle of the right-handed batter's box. He rests his tan bat on his right shoulder. 1-1 home. Fastball misses head high and scoots to the backstop above the mitt of the catcher Scott Mudler. Ethan Conrad hustles into second base. With nobody out here in the home half of the first, the Braves already have a runner in scoring position. The batter Merrick Houston in a 2 ball and 1 strike count. Houston, one of the bigger producers in this lineup. He was a West Division All-Star. He started at shortstop in the game on Saturday. Yet last night was 0 for 4 against Wareham. Coyle nods at the first sign he gets from Mudler. 2-1 home. Houston fouls it away. It ricochets off the screen above the backstop, and the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Boy, what a big addition Merrick Houston has been to this lineup. Ends up an all-star, even though he missed a little bit of time, MJ. He and Zion Rose went down and played for Team USA. But what a big addition that was to bring him back.
2-2 home. Slider misses away. The count now moves full 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Everybody has a different philosophy with the way that USA operates now. Some of the guys never even come up here. They just decide, I'm going to go play for USA. Merrick and Zion, 2 guys that were like, why would I not come back to play here and play more baseball once I'm done? And both of their teams have benefited from it.
3-2. Houston slaps it the other way. The second baseman Marquette grabs it, flips to second base, nearly a double play. The shortstop Jack Bell was a step late as Ethan Conrad dove back into the second base bag to avoid being doubled up. Heads up play from Isaiah Marquette. Gets a start at the middle infield position tonight. He mainly has played first base for the Commodores. He mans second base. Jack Bell, his fellow middle infielder, at shortstop. It's the first time we've seen Jack Bell at the 6th spot this summer. 1 gone, bottom of the first inning. Still no score between Falmouth and Bourne. A runner on second is Ethan Conrad. Here's the righty swinger, Braden Holcomb. Southpaw delivers the first pitch. Slider. Holcomb fans threw it on the outside. No balls and a strike to count to the .327 hitting third baseman. Holcomb takes a deep breath outside the right-handed batter's box and crawls back in. He lofts his gray bat out towards the southpaw Parker Coyle, who has the baseball pinned up against his left thigh. Now it meets his glove at his belt. 0-1. Changeup misses upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count's even. Runner in scoring position is Ethan Conrad after he singled to lead off the inning. Braden Holcomb, an RBI machine, leads the ball club in that category. He's got 21. 1-1. Holcomb rolls it right side. Second baseman Marquette vacuums it up in between his legs. Casts it to first. and there's 2 gone in the inning. Ethan Conrad heads for second and third. That's first run of the game now 90 feet away, but it's up to the DH Chase Meggers to bring him in.
See if Parker can get himself off to a nice little start, strand a runner on third. Obviously, that'd be a pretty big confidence booster if he can get that here.
Marquette makes a couple of putouts in the last 2 batters. Houston lined out to him, and Holcomb grounded out to him. Now here's the lefty Chase Meggers, the designated hitter with 2 gone in the bottom of the first. Born in Falmouth, deadlocked at 0. Parker Coyle now works out of the windup with a sole runner at third base. Not to the first sign he gets, and fires. Slider, Meggers rips it down the right field line, and it drops, just paints the chalk, and one hops the wall. Conrad comes in to score. Meggers hustles around first into second. Jason Jones will throw 2 late, and it's an RBI 2-bagger with 2 going to the DH and the Bravos take an early 1-0 lead here at home.
Well, Jones gave it a very good throw there, MJ. He put a lot into it and almost threw him out at second base, but that's just a brutal way to give up the opening run there. You thought you were going to be able to work out of this. Coyle can still get out of it with only 1 run. You just don't want to go down in a big hole too early again. Season on the line tonight.
The reigning Cape Cod Baseball League Player of the Week strikes first for the Bravos. And now he stands at second base. The lefty Garrett Michelle, the first baseman, digs in with 2 gone. First pitch. Slider misses away. 1 ball and no strikes. And the catcher Scott Mother calls time and trots out to the mound to have a word with his starter Parker Coyle.
Yeah, I like this. Just reset him. Make sure he doesn't allow this 1 run to become 2 or 3. You know, the last thing that you would want here is for this to spiral.
And Aiden, you mentioned earlier on, Chase Meggers, a newer guy in the lineup. He's only played in 7 games this summer. This is 8. And with that double right there, he now has hits in all 8 games this summer. A really big addition for the Bourne Braves as they look to make this playoff push. A guy out of Oregon. And the playoff push becomes a reality tonight if they're able to defeat the Commodores.
And remember, the Braves have won the championship the last 2 years. They've won the West the last 3, so it would certainly be big news in many facets if they didn't make the playoffs.
1-0 to Michelle. An eye-level fastball misses upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes to count.
It should be noted they were the 4 seed when they got in last year, and, well, they rolled right through. Won the opening round against Catuit in 2 games, beat Hyannis in 3, and then won the championship over Orleans in 3 as well.
2-0, a fastball, a strike, as Michelle swings through it. He's still ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. He's got a runner, and Meggers at second base, who drove in Ethan Conrad, who led the inning off with a single into left field. The score stands at 1-0 in favor of Bourne with 2 gone in the bottom of the first. 2-1. Slider misses inside above the knees of the batter Michelle. He's in the driver's seat now, 3 balls and a strike. Virginia Tech Hokie doesn't even step out of the left-handed batter's box. Stays right in. Crouch stance on the left side. A bit of an open stance as well. 3-1. Fouls it away off the backstop. And now the count moves full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 going here in the bottom of the first at Doran Park. The sun sets behind home plate. The sun is rising on the Bourne offense right now. And on second base, Chase Meggers had an RBI double that scored Ethan Conrad. 3-2 home. And Michelle takes ball 4. Fastball up at his eyes. He leans back out of the way and now trots down to first base. The walk puts 2 on. Meggers at second, Michelle at first. The 6th batter of the inning, Tristan Becerra, who homered last night here against Wareham, digs in to the left-handed batter's box. Bourne looking to extend the 1-0 lead they've gained here in the bottom of the first inning. Meggers had the RBI. He's at second. Falmouth looking to get the guys back in the dugout and get some runs on the board. Coyle, first pitch. Breaking ball misses inside to the batter Becerra. 1 balls and no strikes. 257 hitter this summer. He's got a couple of homers. Mentioned he got that one last night. 1-0. Center ropes it into left field. Zion Rose, the left fielder, trots back, looks up, and this one leaves the yard. Back-to-back nights with a jack for Tristan Becerra. He points out to the bullpen in left field. It's a 3-run blast that gives the Bravos a 4-0 advantage here in the home half of the first. two-out rally to say the least. All 4 runs have come with 2 gone here in the home half of the first. The Braves looking to end that Falmouth season. 23rd induction class of the Cape Cod Baseball League Hall of Fame is set, featuring the likes of Andrew Calica, Pat Neshek, Nick Senzel, Rick Smith, Todd Helton, as well as Falmouth's own Todd Cunningham, and that man right there, Jeff Trundy. Ceremony is set to be held on November 17th, beginning at 9 a.m. at the Wequassett Inn, located in Harwich. Buy your tickets today by visiting CapeCodLeague.com. Don't miss your chance to witness some Cape League history. Jeff Trundy in his 25th season at the helm for the Falmouth Commodores. Right, we talked about it earlier, the pipeline that Oregon State has here. Head coach for the Beavers, Mitch Canham, played for Jeff Trundy back in the day. So really just kind of shows you the legacy that Trundy has across the college baseball world. And his Falmouth Commodores looking to make a late postseason push. And the guy that's going to be the catalyst for that in this one is Jaden Newt, who's coming in relief of Sean Brennan after 5 miraculous innings, gave up just 5 hits, not a single earned run. And Jaden Newt struggled with the ERA at some times, but he's got 2 wins and no losses.
Yeah, Jaden Newt again trying to come in and had a very good outing against Wareham last time he pitched on, what was it, last Sunday, when an inning and a third, no hits, no runs allowed. Did pick up a strikeout, but well, actually, he did earn the win. I just want to confirm that he did earn the win in that Sunday game. So he looked really good against the Gatemen, but it was the first time he really looked dominant out there. Kind of got hit around his first 3 outings. So trying to go back to that same way, coming in a scoreless ball game.
He faces 2-3-4 for the Sox. Garate, Martinez, and Petrie. Not an easy 3 to set down. First pitch strike to the Oregon Duck and the third baseman, Carter Garate. A couple of ground outs for him today. Excuse me, it was a ground out in the first and a fly out in the third. Regardless, 0 for 2. And Braden, we talk about the roster turnover that happens throughout the summer, but especially towards the end. Got a lot of guys going, have hit innings limits. Guys need some more rest. Carter Garate is one of those guys that has been called as of late to come in and play. This just his 4th game. Shoots this one to center field, and Bolin, who's just in his 3rd game, puts it away for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, it's kind of the point of the season. You'll see some of these JUCO guys coming from smaller colleges, getting the call up from the NECBL or other leagues. It's kind of a lot like minor league baseball, major league baseball. You get the expanded rosters in September. It's kind of like that in the Cape Cod Baseball League, as you see Brady, the bat boy for the YD Red Sox, running off with it. He's one of the staples around the YD clubhouse. Scott Pickler calling him the heart and soul at times, someone that's been around this staff for many years now. Just really kind of brings that kid environment to it, puts smiles on the players' faces, and keeps things light in the clubhouse.
The players may come and go, but Brady will always be there for the Sox, all 40 games and beyond. I know the Red Sox already have that East Division locked up. Just looking to play for some pride and joy the rest of the way. Ball and a strike to Anthony Martinez. His 3rd crack at it, first time facing Jaden Newt. Newt off to a good start. Has him at a 1-2 strike count.
I think with his Red Sox team, MJ, they're able to win the East Division, but it feels like the semifinals has kind of been their kryptonite, been eliminated the last 2 years by Orleans and Brewster in the semifinal round. So close to getting to that championship, but not able to quite get there. The last time they made it to a Cape League Championship Series, 2016, when they took down the Commodores. It's crazy. That was 8 years ago.
Time is flying by. That pitch flies by upstairs. It's a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Martinez. Looking to replicate that first at-bat he had in the first inning. He singled into center field. One of 5 base knocks for YD tonight. Chopper to Keelan. Easy play for the vault. 2 gone.
A good fundamental defense is definitely a big part of the game. If you can give that support behind your pitcher and Sean Brennan make the easy plays, get the outs, now Jaden Newt out on the bump, it just helps the transition from pitchers if you can make the plays behind them in the fields.
Talked about 2-3-4 being a tough part of the order to sit down. Newt's already gone 2 batters up, couple retired. Ethan Petrie, one of the toughest though. Does have a couple of strikeouts today through his 2 at-bats, but you've talked about the power numbers. 357 line, 8 homers, 21 RBI. Won the Cape League Home Run Derby right here on Saturday. And he's not going to swing. Where's this one? Right off the numbers.
Had to sprint it down to first there. That's not a good place to take one there. There's a 2-out runner on for the Red Sox. Just plucked him up there in that tap left shoulder, which was more like the left hip.
Never feels good to get hit by a fastball. You can see it there, home run derby champion. Went to a swing off against Wareham's Nate Early. Still 2 gone. Lineup turns to the 5-hole Jackson Cirillo. Cirillo also has a single today. Like Anthony Martinez a couple of batters ago, he got stranded over at third base. He actually stole second and went ahead and took third on a ball to the backstop. Hard hit through the 4-hole. It's a base hit again. Single into right field. LaSalle rifles it into third base. Throw just a bit off. Pulls Caraway off the bag. Petrie hustles into third. Cirillo reads it well, goes to second. And all of a sudden, Whitey's got a chance to break our scoreless tie.
It's interesting. Sky Duff's got a smile on his face. He was actually giving Petrie the stop sign at second base, but he blew through that, took off for third, and you could see Sky Duff at third kind of breathe that sigh of relief. He's got in there, but definitely a good laugh with Petrie there. And all of a sudden, you risk it, and you got 2 runners in scoring position.
It's ruled a single. Took second on the throw from LaSalle. Still 2 gone. Newt retired Garate and Martinez, the first 2 batters of the inning, and has since run into some trouble.
The Red Sox 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. They've left 1 runner on in every inning thus far. Actually, except for the 5th inning. So first 4 innings, they left a runner on. Those are their 4 guys they've stranded.
Talmadge LaCroix looks to keep the trouble coming. 2 balls and no strikes now. Feels like a pivotal part of the game here in Newt's first inning of work. Mentioned he came in relief of Sean Brennan, who had a great 5 innings of work.
Croy just 1 RBI on the summer. It came in the fashion of a solo home run in which he blasted against the Katuitt Cavaliers all the way back on the 15th of July. That was his very first game he played in. That's always a good way to make your name known to head coach Scott Pickler. You homer in one of your first 2 at-bats.
Pickler would love his guy to pick up a base hit. Would likely score 2 with the speed of Cirillo on second. Back up the middle. Willits into the hole. Off his back foot. Marquette just loses it at first base, and he does pick up a pair of ribbies.
And what's tough there is Will Bowers was getting ready to clinch the fist and call him out, but the ball just popped out of the glove of Isaiah Barquette. It would have been a web gem that kept this game tied at 0, but with 2 outs, Whitey really just was running the house on it, and they were able to squeeze home 2 runs on that play. It's a tough play by Will. It's a low throw, and as a result, the Red Sox are first on the scoreboard.
Mentioned earlier that first baseman's meant for Barquette, a bit newer. Was trying to break it in pregame. Not sure if that contributed to the drop. It was a tough play. But nonetheless, the first 2 runs of the game come across courtesy of Talmadge LaCroix. And now gets that RBI total to 3 on the summer.
His first RBIs that come from something other than a home run.
Gavin Gallagher, the next batter, sprays it foul. From South Carolina to North Carolina. Tar Heel in the second baseman. Gallagher in for his 3rd time.
It's tough. Sean Brennan pitched a gem out there, 5 innings, and gets a no decision for his 4th straight start. And it's a bullpen MJ for the Commodores that has really struggled at times. The 5.18 bullpen ERA, that's 8th in the Cape Cod Baseball League. They lead the league in bullpen losses. 11-10 record for this Commodore bullpen. 6th in the wins department, 1st in the losses department.
Good bounce back for Jaden Newt. 3 pitches to Gallagher, 3 strikes. And we conclude the home top side of the 6th, rather. Couple of runs come off the board, though. First 2 RBI. Credit them to Talmadge LaCroix. Red Sox got a 2-0 lead.
welcome you back here to Doran Park. MJ Newsom alongside Oklahoma State Cowboy and Falmouth Commodores utility player Jason Jones. Jason, first off, the weather today, a little bit hot. Probably feels a little bit more like home in Texas, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's really humid. It's unbelievable. Texas, it's like you're hot and humid, so you got to just deal with it. But here, it's like it's a whole different type of having everything just be wet. Everything's just a lot of moisture in the air.
Well, speaking of hot, you've been swinging a hot stick this summer for the Commodores. It's been a couple of down games for you, but last night you got a big double in the gap. How'd that feel to finally see one go down?
It felt great. It definitely felt great. I feel like my approach has definitely been getting better every single day I've been up here. I've been getting a lot of loud contact, been making a lot of hard outs, and it's just been kind of just how baseball goes. So I feel like I just grounding myself and staying with my approach is the best thing for me to do, and hopefully get some more success out of it.
Talk about a lot of loud contact. Of course, that's different from an aluminum bat in the spring to a wood bat in the summer. How has that evolution and change been for you going from school ball to summer ball?
So I've always swung wood my entire life. I feel like swinging wood is definitely better and more development for any player because we all want to be in the big leagues. So I definitely like swinging wood preferably better, but a lot of people like aluminum. Aluminum, of course, the ball comes off harder. You have a lot of more room for air, so it's fun to swing, but I'd rather swing wood.
So I mentioned you being a utility guy. We'll step away from the batter's box for a second. You played in right field for a little bit. You said it's a place you haven't played a whole lot of in school ball. You said you play a lot of third, a lot of left field. Had a great diving play last night. Talk to me more about that.
Yeah, honestly, man, it's just trying to let my athletic instincts take over. I haven't had a lot of innings out in the outfield. I've been in the infield my entire life, so just taking a lot of reps in the outfield, power shagging, and hopefully getting in the moment and just letting everything take over and not being afraid, not being scared, and just having fun.
So how can a utility guy like yourself be of value to a team like the Commodores or Oklahoma State or any other team you may play for in the future?
Right. I'm honestly I play everywhere on the field, so I feel like that's just definitely being versatile is something that is valued in this game, to where even if I'm having an off day in the infield or off day in the outfield, that I can play anywhere as long as I rake, as long as I bang. So I feel like that definitely sets up a lot of areas for me to go into the field for my future.
Believe it or not, we're almost halfway through the Cape League baseball season. This is your first summer on the Cape, as it is mine. What would you say some of your favorite memories are so far and the lessons you've learned through the first half of the summer?
Food. The food is unreal here. I love like seafood. It is just unbelievable. It doesn't matter where you go. The food's great here in the Cape. I would say the competition, of course, is another thing. I'll go from the little baseball side of it. The competition is the best in the collegiate summer league, so that's something that I definitely value, and something that all these other players, I mean, we all want to make it, man, so having that competitive edge and a lot of guys up here is something that's special.
That was Falmouth Commodore and Oklahoma State Cowboy Jason Jones. Coming up next, first pitch on Doors Radio.
Thank you, Brad.
Welcome back to Gulf Fuller Field. Aiden Blank and Braden Shank. Time to check in with the third member of our crew, MJ Newsom, who got a chance to catch up with some of these guys, talk about their goals and what they've realized throughout the season. MJ, what do you got?
Aiden, thanks, man. It's hard to believe that we are already on game number 37 of this 40-game marathon of a summer. Just 3 days left. But, hey, when you're at the end of a chapter in your life, you get a chance to take some time to reflect and think about the moments that got you here. I had a chance to talk to some of the guys during bat practice the last couple of days, just asking them about their takeaways during this summer. We'll start with Jason Jones, Oklahoma State's guy. He said that he was a top high school recruit coming out of the 2022 class, committed to Arkansas, spent 2 seasons in Fayetteville, and said, frankly, things didn't really go his way. He got down on himself at times, but he said the biggest thing he learned this summer is he got a lot of confidence back and still felt like he was one of the top players on the diamond, and he can carry that over into Stillwater next season. Isaiah Barquette, the Stetson Hatter, also had a similar takeaway. His takeaway was to, quote-unquote, stay the course. He said you got to have to continue to believe in yourself and believe in what got you into this position. He had a great year for Stetson in his first year down in Florida, hit .309 for the Hatters. And for him, he mentioned his struggles early on in June and the beginning of July, and now he had to stay focused and positive during that drought. And it turned out for him that he hit .320 in July as opposed to .111 in June, and is probably one of the hottest hitters on the team right now this season, currently on a 7-game hit streak after that base knock in the first. And then off the field, TCU's Carson Bowen told me it's very easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of a 40-game season when you're playing 5, maybe 6 games a week. An older teammate at TCU told him, hey, look, take this thing seriously, but also take some time away from the game. Relax. And Carson said he's been able to find that. He's gotten some time to go fishing, hang out with friends, or anything else just to keep his mind off of the baseball, and it's translated to success at the plate and behind the dish. So, guys, plenty of things to take away on the field, off the field, and these guys have had a great summer.